Hey Metafam, PBzo here. Welcome to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. So the other day I was thinking about the longevity of Metazoo, and it got me thinking about the roots of Pokemon when they first released the trading card game and when it was licensed to Wizards of the Coast back in the late 1990s and early 2000s. So today we're going to go through just comparing the main sets. So for MetaZoo, that'd be Cryptid Nation, Nightfall, and Wilderness, those being the first three sets. And for Pokemon, it'd be Base Set, Jungle, and Fossil. So we're going to be using two main resources today. First, for MetaZoo, we're going to be using MetaZoo HQ. They are the number one MetaZoo knowledge hub. It's by Metazoo fans for Metazoo fans. And for Pokemon, we're going to be using the equivalent in Pokemon terms, which is Bulbapedia, which is also community-driven Pokemon encyclopedia. So let's go through the history of Metazoo first. So actually smack in the middle of the Metazoo HQ website, so there's actually a timeline up here. And if you click on it, can take a scroll down memory lane where you can see Michael Waddell here when he founded Metazoo, May 2020. Kickstarter was July 2020. Kickstarter was funded less than 2 weeks on August 9th, 2020. The promo cards were made available, holiday promo packs. These are quite rare to find nowadays, and they do carry quite a hefty price tag. Then you can see February 15th, 2021 was when customers started receiving their Kickstarter products. And if we do fast forward a little bit, you can see the Cryptid Nation set roadmap, where the Cryptid Nation first edition came out July 30th, 2021. Nightfall came out October 20th, 2021. Metazoo Cryptid Nation second edition came out January of 2022, so just a few months ago. Wilderness, the date has been a little bit delayed, so it's rather than March 1st, 2022, it's going to be March 31st, 2022. UFOs coming in July 2022. And Ouija, which is now actually called Seance now, is coming near the end of October 2022. So for Metazoo, that's their general timeline of their first few sets. And if we compare it to Pokemon over here, their first three sets, you can actually see down here, so there's base set, jungle, fossil, and then you go to base set 2. That was an interesting one. Base set 2 was a compilation of base set plus jungle. So it's kind of like if in Metazoo terms it was a compilation of Cryptid Nation and Nightfall. And then there was Team Rocket, Gym Heroes, Gym Challenge, and then you get to the second generation of Pokemon with the Neo series, and then they ended off the Wizard of the Coast or the WoTC era with the e-card reader series. And then after that, the license got transferred over to the Pokemon Company International, which is owned by Nintendo. So let's compare the first set, actually. Cryptid Nation. Here it is. So let's just start from, Cryptid Nation does have the iconic cards that most people have seen, Mothman, Bigfoot, Babe the Blue Ox, Sam Sinclair. So this is equivalent to the Pokemon base set, where you have pretty much, you have your Charizard, you have your Blastoise, Venusaur. It's the Gen 1 starter Pokemons there. So we can see here that base set Pokemon, they released January 9th, 1999, and comparatively, Metazoo released I should actually use the Kickstarter date as the official. So the Kickstarter Metazoo set is comparable to the Pokemon First Edition cards, and so Metazoo released February 2021, and then Nightfall was October 2021, so that was a few months later. And if you see Pokemon base set, January 1999. And then the second set, which is Jungle, released on June 1999. So that was also a few months later. Then afterwards, Fossil came out another 3 to 4 months later in October 1999. And if we go back to Metazoo, so Nightfall was October 2021. And then Wilderness is March 2022. So why I'm going through these dates, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, is I kind of want to compare Pokemon, what they did in the late 1990s to what Metazoo is doing nowadays. And this is, although it's not an exact gauge of what could happen in the future, I do believe that the more things change, the more things stay the same. If you look back in history, there are going to be a lot of similarities of what happened in the past and what's happening nowadays as well. So let's compare Pokemon first. So we have base set, jungle, fossil, and then that period was a very popular period for Pokemon. Actually, even going into Team Rocket, which would be the equivalent of UFO for Pokemon. This is a period where there were a lot of interest in the playground, and then it started to fall off a little bit with the Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge period. And I think that's because most people that were kids that started Pokemon back then kind of went into middle school and then high school, which then Pokemon wasn't as cool to be playing. So if we compare Team Rocket to UFO and then Seance to the Gym Challenge series, we can see that perhaps there might be another drop off. And this is pure speculation around the Seance and then the next set, which is called War, which would be the beginning of 2023 before moving into Yokai Island. Yokai Island is the next block. So you can see here, here's a general roadmap that the Metazoo team released on the Discord. You can see Cryptid Nation starting July 2021. Yokai Island says March 2024, but I think the timeline has fast forwarded now, and that should be technically around March or the summer of 2023. And then in March 2027, so possibly like 2025 or 2026, will be the Grimm's Kingdom. No information has really been released regarding these two new arcs, except Yokai. We do know that it's going to be surrounding like the Asian cryptids, so Japan, China, Korea, etc. And then Grimm's Kingdom, I'm guessing this is kind of related to the Grimm's fairy tales, maybe like Rapunzel, Humpty Dumpty, all that type of cryptids that would be around this period. And so there was a revitalization in the Neo series. So when the Generation 2 of Pokemon came out, so when Pokemon numbers 152 to 250 came out, that's where like Totodile, Cyndaquil, Chikorita, Lugia, that's that series. And then that revitalized the TCG as well. And I'm guessing the same thing will be happening with Yokai Island for Metazoo. So another similarity between Pokemon and Metazoo is that each one of the sets has a very specific theme. So for Pokemon Jungle, you can see here, these are pack arts. You have all the grass type, or at least the Safari Zone Pokemons. So in the video game, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, there was an area called the Safari Zone, and which did contain pretty much all these Pokemon that you see here. I don't know about Flareon, but there were definitely Scythers, Jigglypuff, Wigglytuffs, Kangaskhan, Executors in there as well. So this was kind of like their grass theme deck. And for Metazoo, they had Nightfall, which was their second set. And you can see Nightfall is pretty much the Halloween set, where they do have like the Grim Reaper, they have Wendigo, Headless Horseman, and a lot of these other nighttime / Halloweeny type cryptids. And then after Jungle for Pokemon, there was the Fossil set, where you have like Aerodactyl, Zapdos, Lapras. So in the Pokemon games, there was fossils that you could get throughout the game, and then you could go to the laboratory to, I'm just going to call it, revive the Pokemons, like unfossilize the Pokemons, and then they would be part of your team. In Metazoo, the third set is Wilderness, and this is and like the title suggests, it's the Wilderness set of Metazoo. So you have Bigfoot, you have like Cumberland Dragon. This is also, I would consider, like the Dragon set as well. Like you also have like Dragon of Encanto Falls. You have Iowa Dragon. The themes are really important for TCGs to have. Just seeing this similarity between Pokemon and Metazoo gives me a lot of hope for Metazoo in the long term as well. Metazoo has a video game and TV series in development right now, and I do believe that those will be very big indicators of how well Metazoo will do in the future. Especially with Pokemon, when the TCG first released, they released conjunctively with the TV series and also Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow type of situation. So the IP was able to expand and reach a larger audience. Metazoo is doing a similar thing right now. They are a little behind in the TV series and video game realm, but they have been collaborating a lot with different companies in order to get the Metazoo name out there. Most recently, we have the USPCC Metazoo Kickstarter, where we're trying to reach the poker community. What I think would be pretty cool is if history really does repeat itself. So, Wizards of the Coast, the last set with Wizards of the Coast for Pokemon was the E card series. So, with Expedition, Aquapolis, Skyridge, and with Metazoo. So, if with somewhere inside the Yokai Island block, if they suddenly develop like some type of like VR cards or some type of, I don't know, hologram cards, that'd be pretty cool because e-card series kind of played upon the e-card reader technology that was out at the time. So just showing you the e-reader technology, there's the Game Boy Advance and then there's an e-card reader. And then you swipe the Pokemon card over it and then has different interactions with the different games that were available at the time. And here's a closer look at the e-reader cards themselves. So this one's of Sizor. And then you can see that there are the different, I don't know what you call it, the different barcodes here. And then you would be able to swipe it through your Game Boy Advance. There would be a pretty cool interaction. So if Metazoo could do something similar, incorporate the trading cards with their video game, that would be a really cool idea as well. So the main goal of this video, I just wanted to get people to start thinking about the longevity of Metazoo and not just looking at the ups and downs of the market in the short term. Metazoo and Pokemon are very similar and very different at the same time. I do think that there can be a coexistence of both TCGs and they can both do very well for the long term as well. So those in the Pokemon community, I do say give Metazoo a chance, check out Metazoo and all that the company is doing, and vice versa. If you're into Metazoo and you haven't really explored Pokemon yet, definitely get into Pokemon too. They're both very great IPs. They're both very good card games. Metazoo is newer, so I am more interested to see how they're going. Pokemon, I'm also collecting pretty heavily as well, but there is a longer history there. Pokemon, you can say, is my more stable investment / collection, and Metazoo is the more speculative one, but definitely a very promising speculative investment. So what I'll be doing in future videos is I'll be comparing more in-depthly the different sets of Metazoo and Pokemon. So for example, Cryptid Nation, I'll be comparing it with base set Pokemon. I'll be comparing with the set sizes, the type of holographics, the type of Pokemon or beasties in them. And with Nightfall, I'll be comparing with Jungle. With Wilderness, I'll be comparing it with Fossil, and so on as the more sets there are being revealed. So hopefully that'll be a pretty interesting series, and hopefully we can all learn a little bit about the differences and similarities between TCGs and the IPs. So as always, if you liked the video, please leave a like below. Please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it for both Pokemon and Metazoo collectors alike. And as always, keep on casting, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.